Then we have a new chapter after this, which is Smartforms. Smartforms. Anyone, do you have any idea on this? What is a
Yeah,
smartphone? Yes, tell me.
printouts, right?
What?
Output screens, right? I mean, printout.
Print out. Okay. Any other thing? No?
Basically, it's
Okay.
a graphical use of a form. I mean,
Hmm. Yes, yes, I totally agree on that. See, a smartphone is a technology here, or is a concept, or call it a layout, which is used for creating business objects or documents in SAP system. Smartphone is a concept or layout which is used for creating business document in SAP system, right? For example, let's say understand it. See, say I'm purchasing something. So every time, say I am purchasing some item via online from, let's say, Flipkart. What Flipkart is going to do? It will send me invoice detail for that, right? Any company which gets any project from any client, they will always send some invoice detail for the same. This invoice consists of the seller purchase and all the amount that it is there, correct? This is a
yes.
business document. This is a business document. And in SAP, sometime we are also required to create these business documents. To create these business documents. That's where our smartphone comes into picture. It provides a layout for creating the business documents. A very important note point. Smartphone is all about designing, is all about designing. And I'm writing it again. It is going to take, it requires even I'll say hundreds of hours of practice to perfectly master the designing concept here. Hundreds of hours of practice. Again, I'm saying it's all about designing here. Yeah. Here, very less amount of, very less coding is there. Coding is there. Most of the part is mainly designing. Yeah. Here, very less coding is there, and most of the part is mainly designing. Okay. The transaction code for the smartphone is smartphone itself. The transaction code for a smartphone is smartphone itself. Yeah. So this is where the transaction code which you are going to use for the creation of smartphones. So what you are going to see, usually you will have a requirement. You will have a requirement here. Design which you will get from client or from functional consultant, and then accordingly you are supposed to design the smart form, write the ABAP code, and prepare the document. That's how these things usually works. So to explain it better, I have also kept one requirement for us. Let me just show you to all of you. So say I have one design that I want to create here. Yes, this is the design which I want to create. Again, I'm using my tables that we have created in our very first session. Header data, item data, with different colors we have. A barcode is also there, a logo, a image is there also, right? This is there in a proper order format with the lines crossing over it, right? This is there in the tables format, in the proper table kind of format like a ALV. So say I want to create like this way. Now once you have the design which you want to implement, so once you have the design which you want to implement, what you are going to do, you will start the creation phase of it. So I will go for SE11 here. Sorry, I'll go for Smartforms here, not SE11. And there you are going to see your form section. So my first smartphone. I will go for create. This is our default smartphone section. And if you see here, mainly inside the smartphone, two important folders are there. Correct? So inside our smartphone, mainly we will have two important folders. Global setting and pages and windows. Global settings, and the second one is pages and windows. This global setting, this global setting consists of the features that we need to implement. And here it is going to see, you are going to see three important folders, three inside the global setting as well. They are form attribute, form interface, and global definition. So form attribute, form interface, form interface, and global definition. Three important folders. Three important folders: form attribute, form interface, and global definition. So form attribute, this is the attribute section. And this contains the generic data. Generic data of this is of the interface. Like every database object that we have, I had told you, you will always have a attribute section or properties section where you are going to see the default properties getting implemented. Whatever the properties are there, like creation date, change, and all those part, it will be there as well. So in this case also, this contains the generic data of the interface. Then we have form interface. Now to explain it, let me write it. Whenever we activate and execute our smart form, SAP automatically creates a function module for the same, a runtime generated function module. If you want to check it, here I'm going to activate it, package. My smart form is active, I'll execute it. And as soon as I will click on execute button, it will navigate to SE37 and you can see there is one function module getting generated, right? So the interface of this function module will be there in the form interface section. It will be there in the form interface section. If you want to check, you can copy, go back, and you can just go to SE37. This is my function module. I'll open the display mode. And you can check here, form interface. These are the default parameters that we have in the import. You can just check the importing. There also we have these default parameters. You can check the tables. Tables is empty. I'll check the exception. For exception is there by system generated. Yeah, I can see here also. Correct. So automatically the system is going to generate a function module at the runtime. And we are going to use them here. Correct. Next thing that you have for this is global definition. So here we can define our global objects like variable, internal table, work area and all, structure, internal table, table and all. You can define them. These things will be globally accessible for this smart form. Whatever smart form we are creating, whatever things we will be defining, this section will be available for all the pages that we are going to create, all the windows that we are going to create here. This is a global section of this particular smart form. Okay. So this is my global definition. Then we have the pages here. So this contains the pages that we are going to have in the output. Always a default page 1 will be there. Will be there for your smartphone. A default page 1 will be there for your smartphone which you are going to use. And inside it, this default page, you will always have a main window. This is the default window. This is the default window which will be always available. Which will be always available. This is the default window which will be always available here. Getting it? Right? So inside the default page, you will always have a main window, and this is the default window which will be always available. You can also check here the form painter, and inside it, you will come here and you can see there is a main window available. I will explain the windows and all those parts. But right now, these two important folder is global settings and main window. right? Now, once we have the requirement, we follow a approach here, how to create a smartphone. So, how to design a smartphone. We follow a approach. Whenever you have a requirement, you are going to follow one approach, and the same approach you are going to use to design a particular smartphone. So how we are going to do the same here? Yeah, how we are going to do the same. The same thing you are going to realize this here. Mainly, we divide the smartphone into the section. We divide the smartphone into the sections. Whatever is your requirement, say this was my requirement which I want to implement. We are going to divide it into a section. If you see here, there is my heading. This is one section. Second one I can see here is my label, logo for this smartphone. Third one I can see employee ID and its value in case of barcode. Fourth one is this employee label. Fifth one is employee table data. Sixth one is my project details label. And the seventh one that I can see is project details data, right? So the same thing you are going to do is basically you will divide them into the section. Then for each section, we are going to create windows. For each section, we are going to create windows. Each and every one you will be creating a window, okay? And inside the window, you will perform the required work. Are you getting my point? What I am trying to explain here? We will divide the smartphone into the section, and whatever section we have total, we are going to create windows accordingly. Are you getting my point?
Yes,
Yes
sir.
or
Yes.
no? Right. So total 7 is there. This smartphone logo part, we will not go right now. We'll see it later on. Let's focus on the first 6 right now. Yeah, first 6 right now. Okay. So I'll go for my smartphone section. Main window is by default there. I will create my very first window. So right click on the page, create and window. This is my window 1, and say I want to display here my label of smartphone. So smartphone heading. This is the short description I am giving it. Now you can go to the output section and you can give the left margin, top margin, width and height for this window. Or also you can directly go for this form painter, and here you can give the particular length for it. There is my window. I want to say display here. So I'll give it a proper width so that I can display my employee label. This is my window 1. Now, if you will go here and you see automatically some left margin, top margin, they have been added, whatever we designed there. You can manually also enter here and accordingly it will be adjusted. Then my window 2, I need to display here employee ID and its value in form of a barcode. So I will design a window 2. So right click on page, create window. These things are draggable. You can simply drag it down also. So my window 1 is at top, window 2 is at below. So that is why I dragged it down. You can also do the same. Select it and drag it. Like if you want, you can just move it here, here, or here again, like this way. It's totally up to you how you are going to do that. So window 2, I'll give here a label for it, employee ID and value. Okay, I'll go for form painter and I'll decrease the size of main window. This is my second window. I'll bring it here. Let me check the requirement, employee ID and its value. Yeah. So I need to display the value as well. That's what I'm giving for it. Then window 3 is my employee label. So I will create here, right click on page, create window. See, automatically got generated. I will drag it down and here I will put this at this place. So this is going to be a label only. I'll give a label. I can give a short description here. So employee label. What is our fourth one? Employee data. This is going to be a big because 2 rows are there and 4 columns we can see. So accordingly, we need to design. I'll create a fourth window, and here you will see is employee table data, and I'll just drag it down. We can check the form painter as well. So this also I'll design. I'll decrease this main window size. Yeah, I'll decrease it. I'll bring this fourth window here. And we need to display from start. Okay, so start. And I'll increase its height and width accordingly. Say I'm giving this right now. We'll see that later on. Yeah. This is my window 4. This is my window 4. Okay. Next one is my item heading. So right click on page, go for creation and another window. Let's say I'm giving project details label. And I will drag it down and form painter. I will take it below. I will decrease this height again for main window so that I can put this. This is going to be my project details label. Project details label. Okay, right. Last one is for item data. So by default, one main window is always there. So we can utilize this for this requirement. So this main window, I'll make it project details data. Details data. And again, we will design the same. This main window size is very big. I'll reduce it. I don't need that big. This much will be fine. This much will be fine. Okay. This is my designing. Again, I'm saying it is not going to be perfect. Slowly and gradually, we'll have to check it again and again, again and again. Then you will reach the perfection level. But based on the requirement, I have created total 6 windows. I will save it. And I'm going to activate it. So there, my smart form, I have respectively created the windows, right? Now the question is, inside the window, how we are supposed to display it? So another question, how we are supposed to display data inside these windows? How we are supposed to display data inside these windows. Another question. How we are supposed to display data inside these windows. So two things are there. Text are used to display text or values in a smart form, first thing. Now, data can be of two types. Two types. One, you might get a static data or fixed record, number of record which you want to display. Like our header table will always have only one record. Second requirement can be dynamic data, or you can call it non-fixed number of record. So this is the example you can take here, item. Item will always have more than one record, so we can't know how much record it is going to be displayed automatically there. So two kinds of data you will always get. Once we know how many rows are there, let's say 3 rows are there, it is fixed. So it is a static data, correct? So for this, we can design template inside the window, and then inside the template, we can create text to display the output. This is the approach. Template is used for static or fixed number of data. For dynamic data, what you can do? So for dynamic data, we can create tables inside the window, and then we can implement text to display the output. For dynamic data, we can create tables inside the window, and then we can create text to display the output. This is our static and dynamic. It is always an important note point. It is always recommended to always utilize the main window for the dynamic data. Why? For the dynamic data. Here, the reason is if the number of records are not getting adjusted in a single page, what main window does, main window automatically transfers them. Main window automatically transfer them into the next page, so that you can get the multi-page output. That is the beauty of main window. That is why it is recommended to always go for dynamic data inside the main window. For the same reason, for the project details data, which is my item table, I know it can have multiple records. So that is why I am utilizing the main window for the same. Right? That's why I'm utilizing. Again, I'm saying smart form is all about designing. It will take lots of time to understand it. So right now I will do the activation. Here I will go and check. I'll execute, copy the function module name, go back to SE37, refresh it, and now I'll open this smart form to see the output. Execute this function module, execute it. So output device, okay. So the default here, one more note point. The default output device which is used for testing of the smart form is LP01. LP01 is the default device which you are going to use for testing your smart form locally. You will pass the same here. Click on print preview. And what we are seeing here, everyone, is this an empty page?
Yeah.
Why we are getting an empty page? The reason is we have not designed any text. We have not written any text. I've just designed a window here. This is for logical part. For the output, we have not written anything. So I will start with my main window and I will create one text here. Right click and text. And this is smart form heading. So I'll give here smart form heading. I will go for general attribute section. Yes. And automatically see here word is getting opened. So this another note point. If word is installed in your system, it will open. You can write your text here, or you can go for SAP text editor as well, which I prefer to write the texts. You can directly go there as well. So I will close this and here you can just click on this text editor. Again, I will close this word. There it will open this text editor. If it is not opening, you can go for go to change editor as well, then it will open. This is my text editor. Here you can write whatever you want. So say I'm writing employee details. This is my smart form heading. I'll go back, close it. And I will activate it. Now if I go and re-execute this smart form, see how things are going to be different. Execute it. Execute it. LP01. Print preview. Are we getting our label?
Yes.
Is it the same as the output that we are expecting? Color is different, right? Boldness is different, but text is same, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So that designing part again, we'll see that later on for the coloring. Right now, I will focus on the output that we are getting here. Next thing that we have is employee ID and its value. So say if you want to take some input from the program, now I know this is a function module, right? So here we have written, where I have written, yeah, a function module. So similar to function module, since it, or better I will write, since it is a function module itself, since this is smart form is just a function module, we can also have importing and exporting parameters. Where using which we can send and receive the input and output, correct? So suppose I want to take input for employee ID. So what I will do, I'll go to this form interface section. This interface is the default interface for my smart form function module. Here I can pass my input. So say I'm passing P employee ID for employee ID. Type I will give here the data element. So data element. for employee ID. Now I will activate. Okay. So now if you go and re-execute the smart form, things will change. Now it will ask for a input. If you execute it, see it is asking for a input, P employee ID. Yes. So the same, if you want, what we need to do here, we need to display it. This is our requirement. We have to display employee ID and its value, correct? So two columns are there, right? You see here, two columns. And how many rows is there for this section? Only one row is there. Is this a static or not? Everyone, is this a static or not?
Yeah, static.
Right? So if I know already this is a static one, I can design here template because two columns are there. I can display multiple text together. I will have to design template. So the same you will do, you will go to this window to right click, create and template. And this template I will display employee ID and its value. You can go for detail section here and you can just pass the number of rows you want. I just want only one row but multiple columns. Total width we have is 8.42. So first column I will give here as, let's say, I think 3 centimeters should be fine. And or let's make it 4. Sorry, 4. And the value I'll make it 3 centimeter. So first column as 4 centimeter, second as 3. I'll save it. Yeah. So this is my template. I'll activate it. It is saying the total table width is not matching. There is some problem. I'll save it and activate. Yeah, now it is fine. You can also see the designing here by default here in the left 4 centimeter and whatever thing is there, it is the second column, first column and second column here. You can see this. Automatically the system is done. You can see, right? Now inside the template, what I need to do, total 2 values I want to display. So 2 text I will have to create here. Create my text. This text is for, is taking time to open. So here I'll give employee ID label. Yeah. And also you can give the column here. You can scroll it down here. First row and my first column. Only one row I know it is. So one row and first column is my employee ID label. Same thing you need to pass. Otherwise you will not get the correct output. Now I will display the text. So general attribute, text editor. And here I will go and write it. My text that I want to display, employee ID. Go back. Yeah. I'll create one more because the second column is also there. So text. Again, it is better. Whatever thing is there, you should put it in a proper order. There is my first text. After that, second. So I will scroll it, drag it down. So text 2 and then text 3 is there. I will make it employee ID value. This employee ID value, the user is going to pass via the input. We are taking one input via the form interface, right? So we can simply map it. But before that, I will go to output section and I will give the position. First row, this will be second column. This is going to be the second column where I want to display the employee ID value. Correct? I will save it. Now I'll go to general attribute. And again, close this word. I will go for text editor. Yes. So again, one more important note point I have for you, how you are going to bind the variables, how to bind the variables, which contains the values. Whatever text we write in the smart form or in the text editor, it will be displayed in the same manner to the output. If you want to bind a variable, if you want to bind a variable, you are required to write, you are required to write the variable within n% namespace. Within n% namespace. Same thing you will do. It will be here. Between n%, you will pass your variable name. P employee ID is my variable where we are receiving some input. I will pass it. Allow. And I will, it is saying 15. Okay, there is some issue here. All right, let me check. I'll go back. Smart forms. Change. First, I will activate it. Then I'll go back to this window. Okay, it did not got saved. I'll rewrite it. 10% pre-employee ID. Go back and I'll activate it. Automatically it is adding 15. Why 15 is adding here? Pledging this clause. Some problem is there. Whatever token we are passing, it should be text. Instead, it is getting a number. Why? Okay, let me just refresh it. Smart forms change. That's why I said a smart form is all about designing. A single problem can cause lots of issue. Let me just recopy it. I will just go back, smart forms. I will copy the smart form here and I'll create a different one. Copy, save, activate, change. I'll activate it. This is my smart form first. Let's go and check the window 2 again. It is causing the problem or not. So text 2. I need to write here n% and p employee ID. Okay. I will try to activate now. Yeah. It is done now. So the problem is resolved. Now if I check the editor, we have the values. Okay, it's fine. Go to change editor. So many things have been added. We don't need this much. You only need till n%. Save. Activate it. Yeah, now it is fine. So I will execute this. I'll copy this smartphone name, function module name, go back to SE37 and check it now. Execute. And here I'm passing say 105 input. I'll click on execute my output device and print preview. Are we getting here the value and the label? Are we getting it? Label and the value. Again, this is here a barcode, but are we getting the same value that we are passing in the input?
Yes.
Right. That's why I said a smartphone designing requires lots of practice. It can't be done within a day, within a week. It will take some time. So this was our first lecture on smartphone, basic understanding and overview, how things work here. Half designing we have done today, half designing we will do tomorrow, and we will use the ABAP programming there to better understand it. But again, I'm saying it is all about designing. It's all about windows and templates and tables here. Any question today?
Yeah, while creating the smartphone, it's generating one function model, right? So every time it is different. I mean, it's a
No, no,
not
no,
a
no.
same.
See, it's not. It is a runtime generated function module. First thing, okay. So most of the time it is going to be the same if you are not making huge changes there. But generally it is same. But suppose a situation here, I will also write one thing. Suppose you have used this function module in a web program for calling the smartphone or maybe, and after that you made some changes in the smartphone by going there from a smartphone transaction code. So it will not directly reflect in that ABAP program. That ABAP program. You will have to recall the smartphone so that the changes can reflect. Because this is a runtime generated function only. Every time you will activate, you are going to use it. Okay.